Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. I needed to watch on then, and I needed to make sure that I wasn't muted. Big up to everyone. We are live again. The weekend is over. City obviously had a good weekend, beating West Ham. Teams like United didn't have a good weekend, getting beat off Brighton. But I hope you're all good. If you are new around here, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell so you know every time I go live, and like the stream. There's solid in. There's 94 people in here right now. There's only 34 likes, so big up to all the people who have liked. If you've not, do it. Yeah, press conference mode. It feels weird to be back on press conference, doesn't it? Like, because it was only like, it feels like only like a minute ago we was doing the West Ham press conference.
Yeah, I'm still digesting the West Ham game. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't digested.
Same.
It hasn't gone through my system properly yet. I haven't unpacked it properly in my head. So, got to move on quickly to Red Star Belgrade. Champions League is back. The champions.
Yeah. Perfect rendition. Pep is going to be joined today by Kyle Walker, who could be the next City captain, like officially. We don't know yet, but they're going to vote this week or the weekend. I don't know. They're going to do some voting at some point. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see who does actually become the official captain. But yeah, Kyle Walker will be there, and he'll have stuff to say after Pep's spoken. Should we go straight into it?
Yeah.
Pep says, every season we start the Champions League, the first game, always the target is to win. First the group stage, then the last 16, try to win. We didn't change when we didn't win. Nothing more than Red Star, depends on our performance and level. Basically saying, we ain't going to change anything the way that we did last year. We're just going to go in and do the exact same thing again.
I think we're going to win it again.
You know what? I really back us to go do it again.
I think we're going to do back-to-back, bro. I mean, I said this about the Premier League as well, but I look at European football right now, and I'm a broken record here, but there's nobody I look at and go, you scare the shit out of me. You know what I mean? I watched Real Madrid last night against Real Sociedad in La Liga. They won ultimately in the end 2-1, but they're missing Vinicius. That's about the only big miss they had, but other than that, they ain't scary, bro. They're not, you know, a big Donny beast like they were when they had like Ronaldo and Bale and Benzema and them. They're not the same beast they were. Bayern Munich now with Harry Kane, but you know they don't look the same either. They're struggling by the sounds of it. Apparently there's trouble in the Bayern Munich camp. It's not all rosy in the garden. So I think there's a pathway there for City to do back to back.
Yeah, I back us, man. I back us to go win it again. In my head, I'd be happy with I'd be happy with winning a trophy. Do you know what I mean? But I have a feeling that we'll do the Prem and the Champions League again. We'll four-peat the Prem back to back the Champions League, and we won't win the FA.
I'm not arsed about the two cup competitions this year. I want the four-peat and the back-to-back. I'll be buzzing with that.
There's a lot of rumours getting about that Pep's basically going to rotate against Newcastle because of our injury situation and our squad depth.
Well, I said to you on a stream recently, I was like, I wouldn't be totally against, or maybe I said it on a solo, I'm not sure, I wouldn't be totally against Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips playing against Newcastle. Like, you have to think about the competitions you're playing in and what you could achieve this season. Do we have the squad depth to genuinely go for a quadruple? The reality is no, we don't. I mean, you look at the bench we had yesterday, it was weak. Now, I get it, we have 4 injuries and that kind of thing, but still, even with those 4 players back, do we have the depth to genuinely go a full season, 60 to 65 games, and win every single competition? The reality is no. I mean, I believe City can win everything, but football's football and the quadruple's crazy talk. So
yeah, it's the that's it. The quad's crazy talk. It's even a four-peat, to be fair, has been crazy talk. It's never been done before. So, but that is achievable this year, and I just think with our squad depth, man, this season, I don't think it's a thing. Lord of Trexie there. Do we have the depth to even rotate? Pretty much no. Pretty much, you see our bench of the weekend? Like, that's the thing. We're just kind of forced into this team, and I know Pep does like a smaller squad, but I think he'd be a bit happier if we had a few less injuries, a few more options. But yeah, I think he'll speak about the injuries in this press conference. Carrying on with what he was saying, he says that we're incredibly happy to defend this Champions League crown. This competition doesn't allow you to drop. Always we were strong at home. Tomorrow is the first step. What's important is that City players don't feel relaxed. If the board are relaxed, good. They don't score goals for our club to win the Champions League is something incredible. Yeah, so he's ball can be relaxed, but players, they can't chill. They can't be in a chiller mode. They need to be well up for it.
I think with the group stages, it's just about for us when you're as good as we are, and we know we are. It's just about starting strong, starting off on the right foot. The way we have in the Premier League, start strong, so that when it gets to the last kind of game week 5 and game week 6 of the Champions League, you're pretty well qualified. You're already safe, and you're going through, so you can take a chiller for the last 2 games. So there will be a strategy about this group stage from City because of what we referenced there, the lack of squad depth. You want the big boys to play the first 3-4 games, get qualification done, and then let them chill. So when it gets to game week 5 and 6, they're going to have a midweek off. You don't have to play Rodri. You don't have to play Haaland. You don't have to play Ruben Diaz, these kind of guys. So, yeah, start strong, man, so you can finish lightly.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with, like I say, with the way that our depth is. If we can get it out of the way, basically qualify early. That's the best thing. Qualify early, then the last 2 games and that, you can pretty chill on them. Pep says, how many teams have won 1 Champions League? In perspective, we didn't do anything special, just 1. For us, the club didn't have it. To be part of that, he's proud. He says on the final being at Wembley this season, I didn't think about it. Win the first one. After, when you have to think of the final is the quarters and the semis. The first game in these months, it's a long time. It's a long way to go for the Champions League final. Obviously, I do back us, like we were saying there, back us to do a back to back this year. But there's a long journey from now until that point.
Be so sick to get to Wembley, man. For
to do Wembley final as well, it'd be sick.
I'd spend the whole week in London just doing content, building up to it. Oh, it'd be so sick, man.
Major. Pep says it's difficult to win the first Champions League. Incredible City in history. Let's try to win tomorrow. A team at Xtra Belgrade who is so aggressive and fast up front. Hang on, my thing's just refreshed. Yeah, he just speaking a little bit about Belgrade there. Didn't really say much. He just says who is so aggressive and fast up front. That is it. He says he didn't watch the game. Not at all. Wait, I didn't watch the game. Man City's Champions League final win. Not at all. Look what happened. The team we beat, Italian League, in the derby, won 5-1. I had the feeling it was an incredible, strong team. They proved a tight game. The coin came for us. The feeling before how difficult Inter was, a candidate to be there again. I like to beat different teams. The final was competitive. Very, very true.
Is he referencing Inter Milan beating AC Milan 5-1?
Yeah, I think so there. Because he says, look what happened, the team we beat. He said Italian League in the derby, they won 5-1.
They played it recently, I just didn't know what the score was. So that's pretty sick to beat them 5-1.
Yeah, unless he's talking about that season. Did they beat? I don't know. Mason Rogers, when's the actual press conference start? I can't be listening to you lot waffle poo. What are you talking about? I'm literally reading the quotes from the press conference. What you're saying makes no sense.
Relax, Mason, mate.
I'm reading Pep's actual quotes. If you want to watch the actual press conference, then go to his website, innit?
Mason's having a bad day, man.
Yeah, Mason woke up one side of the bed, isn't it? Pep on Ederson saves the Champions League final against Inter. I have a lot of memories when Ederson saves and opponents make good saves. A key player. He was very, very good in the Champions League final and good. He had a very good second half of the season, actually. He went from Ederson, he dipped that name rapid and smashed it for us. Made some good saves as well at the weekend. So he's keeping that spot. And there was talk about Ortega potentially taking his spot this season, but Ederson stepped up, man.
No, he shouldn't lose his place, man. He was sick for the second half of last season. Like, he became a Superman.
Yeah, he did. Unreal. So, the breaking news. Kovacic and Jack Grealish are both ruled out for City against Red Star Belgrade, which is a bit of a rip. So, Kovacic's injury is clearly something. Like, I thought it might have just been like a one-game kind of thing, but nah. It's fair. It's a tight turnaround anyway, because we only played on Saturday. But
we kind of knew this, though. They said it would be at least 10 days, and it hasn't been 10 days, so we kind of expected that.
Yeah, you kind of keep the same things with Stones. Stones was out. I'm not sure if he spoke about Stones yet, but he was out for the other day. Pep speaking about Ederson again. He said his shot stopping improvement. He said a lot. His maturity is getting there. We normally don't concede much when the opponents arrive. He's there. The first save against Antonio, the corner, an incredible threat with Kurt Zouma. He's given a lot of praise to Ederson. Can we take that as Ederson starting? Or
Yeah. I'd say
to be fair,
starting, yeah.
I'd be starting Stefan. To be fair, it's not.
Ortega will play
I'll
against
take
Newcastle.
Oh yeah, you'd like to think so. He said about on the injuries. He says they're getting better about Kovacic and Grealish. Not for tomorrow. Hopefully Nottingham or the next games. Look how we improve about them. We need them soon. We need Jack to compete with Doku. Difficult to stay for a long time. It happens. We accept it. So we just saying now that Doku is now our left winger. We're rotating with Grealish.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not crystal clear, but it seems like he's going to mainly deploy him on the left.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Obviously, when we were signing, I was thinking maybe it's right winger because we're all saying that we need a right winger, but Pep pretty much went, well, there's no competition for Jack on this left hand side, so you're there, which is pretty mad.
Hopefully, it has a Stefan Ortega effect on Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
It makes him improve. That's what we want. Like, we know, like I was making this clear on Twitter, and I got a lot of stick for it. I was like, you could appreciate two players at once. You know what I mean? You can appreciate what Jack Grealish offers, but Doku's a very different player, and you can appreciate what Doku offers. So, I was asked on Twitter, like, which one would you start? And I was like, well, they both offer different things, but having both of them is the main thing. We have both. It doesn't need to be like, oh, one's clear of the other, or like one's miles ahead of the other. They're going to help improve each other, hopefully. Like we said at the start of the season, there's now an expectation on Jack Grealish to improve his output, which Doku has done pretty well straight away. Doku's getting output from the minute he's walked through the door. Grealish needs to do that. So he's going to know that. Grealish wasn't looking at that on Saturday going, yeah, my place is safe. He's going, shit, I need to improve.
Yeah,
I need to start
definitely
doing what he's doing.
He's looking at that and he's shitting it there because Doku straight away getting a goal as well. He should have had like 3 assists. Like Doku made an impact. So
did you see Rodri not throwing strays at Doku, but like basically saying he needs to refine his game?
Yeah, I seen that. I thought it was weird, innit? Maybe just trying to humble the guy a little bit, innit? Don't run away with it just because you scored in your first game.
I think it's just a case of like he's basically just said you don't need to go all the time. Like you can just keep it moving sometimes.
Yeah, you can
like it doesn't need to be a case of every time you get the ball at your feet, go. Which is exciting for us as fans. You like to see your winger just go boom, I'm gone every time. Yeah. But it's not the way Pep likes it, unfortunately.
It was sick though. He had Sof on toast, man. He was doing bits.
Yeah, he was sick. He was sick.
Lawrence says, I want to see a game where Grealish starts left, Doku on the right, and curious how Grealish should do in the midfield also, fuck's sake. Yeah, we ain't seen the Jack Grealish midfield thing. It's just not a thing that Pep wants to run. But yeah, I want to see a game with Grealish left and Doku right as well. I thought someone just shut my door, but I think the wind just shut my door. I actually shit myself then. It proper scared me that the wind just blew my door shut. And I was like, oh fuck, what's that? A Grealish left, Doku right. I'm sure you'll see it at some point. Especially with the way that the team is. Pep on Kyle Walker. He says he's more focused than ever. Always he can do better in terms of consistency. It's not easy. 90 minutes for England, 90 minutes in demanding game for all the wingers of West Ham. Hopefully he can continue and we can give him rest. I think when we get full centre-back modes back, I think Kyle will get more rest then because we've not been able to run our full centre-back system, especially with John Stones being out. Pep on Doku start, as we were just talking about, it says, when you're the winger against full-backs and dribble, it's a chance. Sometimes to go back, you have to do it. Support for a winger to dribble to the byline is a chance. He does it a lot. I was impressed. We knew his quality. Alvarez, Haaland, Foden go close to the box because this guy dribbles and they have to be there. An incredible threat. And we said for a long time against West Ham, I didn't see a performance of a winger going again and dribbling with his full-back. It won't happen every week. He has the quality to do it. Go. Try and do it. Yeah, a lot. He's had a lot of praise, to be fair. A lot of praise for.
Yeah, you need to keep him grounded though, innit? Pep won't want him getting ahead of himself.
Yeah, he's had a lot of praise over the past like couple of days. It's just all been about it. Like all the questions like Doku in it, but that's because he smashed it. But yeah, he does need to keep grounded. Nick told her 30 months. Yes, Nick told mate. Says, yes, lads. Been a lekker 2.5 years watching you gents. And 3-0 Foden will happen someday. And I'll be there. Hopefully tomorrow. Yes, Nick told mate. Appreciate the 2.5 years, brother. Foden will happen one day.
Tomorrow, hopefully.
Tomorrow, yeah. Manifest it. Craig, yes, it's Craig part of time in the chat says it's okay praising him, which is fine, but he needs to focus as his mistake caused their goal. I didn't really blame him too much for their goal. I know it came from him at the start with a bad touch, but there's a lot more to that happened afterwards. Do you know what I mean? I defended with shambles.
Yeah, Kanji fell asleep completely. He was caught ball watching. He wasn't looking at who was coming in behind him. The runner, James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, so I can understand. People were slating him in the chat, man. People were slating him in our chat in the watch along, but it is what it is. I just personally didn't really blame him too much for it. He was just at the forefront of it because he was the last City player to touch the ball. Pep on Red Star Belgrade manager Barak Bakar says, I saw last season at Maccabi Haifa in a difficult group versus PSG. I saw a little bit what he's done with against Mbappe and Messi. We were impressed. Courage, bravery. Tomorrow will be quite similar. Yeah, I can't even say I know too much about. I don't really know anything about Red Star, to be honest. So
no. I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an expert on Red Star.
I've only just found out that guy was the Maccabi Haifa, Donny. I didn't even know he was
apparently.
the manager.
I read on Twitter that they're struggling domestically right now. They're not going through a good patch of form.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pep's talking about City's challenge to go again. He says, first year here, Monaco last 16, we tried to win, nothing changes. Now we won, it's done, it's not done. We're happy, but every time we see the 4 trophies, it makes me so happy. Live for memories, ? I wouldn't be here. He says, we play against West Ham, the Super Cup, Newcastle, not an ideal situation. Long week for Newcastle, it's the challenge, it's the competition. Go for it. Competition gives us a new challenge. Try. I don't have any doubt that we'll try. He said just Madrid or Milan did it in a few years in a row. I was incredibly proud to be a Barcelona manager. We won 2 times, but not in a row. It's difficult, but we'll try.
He wants it, man.
He really wants it again, bro. He wants it again.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We all want it again, man. We all want it. I think we'll do it as well.
Yeah. Pep says, I know at half time against West Ham I should come to the players because they were angry. I said, why angry? You're losing 1-0 but performing well. Be clinical up front and you'd be 3-1 up. We pushed them. They have an incredible mentality to never give up. Let's go. I'm sometimes surprised after 5 or 6 years we start the season, I think, make fight to show the team. Yeah. Okay. Cheers, Pep.
Cheers, Pep. Love that, mate.
Cheers, Pep. Did he get out of Lilo? Lilo got love out. Leo's brought the book.
I am old.
Pep says a manager can go on TikTok and repeat motivation. It doesn't work. Every player has to be moved and feel that. We don't have doubts for the season. To start in that way, important teams take the distance. Yeah, man's referencing TikTok now. I think he's lost his head.
I don't know what's going on, man.
I don't know what he's saying.
These are words going in one ear and out the other right now.
Everything that he's saying, he's just like, it's not even like, I feel like the words are appearing in front of me, and I can't even put them together to make real sentences. I'm just saying words that I don't understand.
Pep's going to become a TikTok star, based off what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Pep's going to do the gritty on TikTok. I think that's what he said. Pep said, Arsenal, Liverpool, United don't start well, like Chelsea. He says sooner or later they'll take the win. How did he get onto that? I'd love to know the questions, man. How did he get...
He must have just been asked about the Premier League.
Yeah, and then he's back to Belgrade again now. He says they're so aggressive. They don't defend man to man, but sometimes do.
What? Excuse me.
What are you talking about, Pep? They don't defend man to man, but sometimes do, and we have to be ready. Quick in transitions. 5-3-2. Have to be able to read well. Go home, Pep.
Bro, he doesn't care, man. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there at all, does he?
Yeah.
If I was a manager, man, the press conference would be the most jarring part of my week. It wouldn't be ours dealing with the journalists looking for headlines.
True that. I mean, to be fair, that's the end of Pep Guardiola's section of the press conference. Hypatia TV says, greetings from Serbia. We're not in form at the moment. We lost some games in our league, but we beat teams like Fiorentina 5-0, Fenerbahce 3-1, and Zenit 5-1. That is good information. When did they play Fiorentina, Fenerbahce, and Zenit?
I
don't know. But he says they're not in good form at the moment.
Must have been pre-season.
Yeah, maybe in pre-season that happened. Yeah, so 12th of July they beat Fenerbahce 3-1. 26th of July they beat Fiorentina 5-0. Yeah, so the pre-season. Yeah, preparation period pre-season. Cheers, man. That's pretty mad. Melka there says who's captain? Walks. Yeah, I think it'll be Walker for now. I don't know that they've actually confirmed who the captain squad is this year. AQ Vis says, would you guys be okay with a Phillips Nunes midfield without Rodri? It depends on what game we're talking about. If it's like a game where we're just resting players, say the last 2 games of the Champions League group stage, and if we're already qualified, then yeah, do what you want. But going into
I'd do it for Newcastle.
Newcastle, I think you might see it something similar to that as well. Lord of Jex, he says the post surgery medication hits different. Pep out here flying.
Doped up on morphine.
Yeah. Kyle Walker's been talking. Oh wait, we've got the captain's group. How weird's that? Just start talking about it. I've got it. Breaking. Here is the Manchester City leadership group of 23-24. It is Kyle Walker, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Ruben Diaz, and Bernardo Silva.
Pick up Bernardo, man. Get himself in there. There's no real surprises there by Bernardo, which isn't really a surprise, but like it's nice for him.
Yeah, pretty mad that. I don't know if that's the order in which it'll be. So Kyle will be captain, and then it'll go to Kev, then it'll go to Rodri. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that's the order. No, John Stones is a rip. Yeah, that is a bit of a rip.
Yeah.
Kyle says, and he's speaking about that's it. Who is first? I don't know if it's in order of the captaincy, but if it is, it's Kyle Walker's first, and Kevin De Bruyne's second. But I'm not sure. He says, we'll lead the Man City team for the seeable season and make sure the fines are paid up. He says, the order doesn't matter. I'm honoured to lead the players, and I'll lead by example. It's our job. The manager believes in us, and we're all great players. The hunger's still in the squad. The manager doesn't settle for second. We need to follow in his footsteps. What we've done in the past, we draw a line. He says you need a bit of luck in the Champions League. It's a competition of 13 games. Things have to swing your way. Ederson doesn't make the save in the final versus Inter. It could be a different outcome, which is very, very true. He does kind of just talk a little bit about Champions League, which, again, he's just like the same. He's just repeating pretty much of what Pep said. I'm trying to see if he did say anything about like that's notable. I don't think there is, man. He's just talking about just the previous Champions League campaigns and that. He does say, yeah, the pressure to win multiple Champions League titles. You're speaking to the wrong person. We've brought Kovacic in, who's won 4. He's experiencing going again. He can bring that to the table. It's exciting. We've done it in the Premier League, so why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of applies to a few players. Like, I don't mean the back-to-back thing or multiple Champions Leagues, but the fact that we have that monkey off our back now and we've won it, there's not that same tension surrounding the competition, that we needed to win it for the first time to kind of, we were always told you need to win the Champions League to put yourself on the map and make yourself a prestigious club type thing. And now that we've done that, we don't need to go in with that kind of tension or whatever, I don't know, pressure, added pressure, unnecessary added pressure. Now we can just go in knowing we've done it before, we're champions of Europe, we're still the best team in Europe on paper, so we can win it again.
Yeah, man. Pretty sick. But yeah, that's your pet presser. That's your that's pretty much all everything that's of note. Kyle Walker is obviously talking now. I'm not in a hello. Your camera just disappeared on my screen.
I can see you fine.
Yeah, but there we go. I was just.
What? I didn't do anything.
No, it wasn't you. It was. For some reason, the Twitter just popped up. I was just scrolling through. I was on the City Xtra Twitter, and it just popped up in front of your face.
What a producer!
I didn't even do anything. I didn't even push a button. It just came up. Yeah, Yeah, man. Walker did say here as well. He said why he stayed at City this summer. He said, why would I want to leave? It was about the years. I'm 33 now. I didn't really want to sign another year to have the conversation in another year. He says, I'm settled at City. You've seen the performances. It's not on my mind. I wanted to stay as long as possible. Why should I leave the club with 3 Premier Leagues in a row? A treble. If I leave, I don't score the winning Super Cup penalty. Fact.
This is true.
Fact.
Yep.
Kyle, he said on his contract extension video, he said, it went down a treat, so I'm happy I entertained you.
Yeah, it was a sick video.
It was sick. And he also says, on his Champions League final memories, I didn't think until I arrived back. A City fan came to me and said, thank you. It hadn't set in. Someone who came up to me and said, thank you. We're doing it for thousands and millions who support this team.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. Yeah, man. A big up Andrew as well in Rhodes. I was actually just about to check wherever you are is to where I stayed, but it's on the opposite side of the island. But yeah, man. That's your pet presser for the Champions League game against Red Star. We've got a lot of content going for you this week. A lot of content being recorded. Mr. Murray's over from Tuesday all the way till Saturday. So Hot Ones is going to get done. We're going to do some football videos. We're going to do a watch-along on Wednesday, as well as the watch-along on Tuesday. A Champions League watch-along, which will be pretty sick. We've got loads to come, so make sure you subscribe with your notification bell turned on. Make sure you be liking all these streams and that, because it helps other people find us. Anything else you want to say, bro?
Close in. Champions League is back, baby.
Champions League's back, baby. Right, we'll see you all later on. This is going to redirect over to the preview stream, which is scheduled for later on. Just do us a favour, and when you get redirected over to that, hit the like button. Get them likes up early. Big up everyone, and we'll catch you later on. See you in a bit.